Okay, so we're going to try something different this time. I bought a new microphone, so let's see if the audio is any good. Alright, so this is Kill Team Moroch. The box is huge. Once again, giant coffin box. So normally I would pull the sprues out and whatnot, but since this is a side opener, I'm going to have to pull the sprues and pull it back on the table here. So that's what I'm going to do first. Okay, so now we have the box open, so let's go through these sprues. Now this, of course, number one, ooh, I'm so excited for this stuff. The Frontieris terrain looks mighty cool. I can't lie. So this is the radar array, the communications array or whatnot. All right, that's looking pretty good. Man, that's huge. I mean, look at this thing. This is, compared to my hand, that's how big this terrain is. I'm actually quite excited for this. I almost bought the whole big terrain set, but I'm glad I held off because, you know, I'm kind of a kill team freak. All right. Yeah, that's the comm array, I think is what it's called. I'll look it up. I don't know the names. All right, we got the, uh-oh. Well, that was something. Oh, that was somebody's head. Yep, that was a head. Looks like the dock's head. Okay, so we got the fences here, or the walls. Okay, pretty cool. This stuff will go with my current Frontieris terrain quite well because I did buy the Killzone Frontieris when it came out for the other the old version of Kill Team, unknowingly, when right before Kill Team was actually revamped. Right, so here we got the first sprue for the Phobos team. Now it's funny, I'm not usually a big fan of Space Marines, but these guys look kind of cool. They have their own like little tricks and stuff like that, you know, and as kind of an infiltrator squad, I'm kind of excited for that. So we'll see how I'm going to build these. So this is the second sprue for the Phobos kill team. All right, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So we got the traitor commissar and the chaos ogren, the corrupted ogren. Now I'm probably going to use this guy not only for kill team but for Necromunda as well, because I've got the rules in Necromunda 458. So got that, and we got the special sprue for all the new guys like the doctor, you know, the guy with the shield, or the trencher I think he's called, I believe. And we got all the new Phobos sprues, also very cool. And we got the blooded kill team. Now these guys they're going to look really cool on the battlefield. I'm definitely going to build these guys out because I think that they would look really neat as a as part of my Helot cultists in Necromunda. Right, we got some stairs, and here are the side walls. This is the side walls for the big platform there, and this is the building, or at least part of the building. Now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we got 2 sprues for the building here. Okay, got it. So yeah, you have to have 2 sprues for the building. I'm going to make sure I have everything. All right. There's this here. This is neat. Probably not worth framing, but it's neat. I really like the art, though. I like how that looks. Okay, and obligatory bases, okay, for all our guys, and we got the transfer sheet, all right, for the Phobos guys, the Ultramarines, and we have the Moroch book and the instructions. We're going to look at that here later, and then of course the board, extra base, and the heads that are missing. There are the heads right there. All right, very cool. So this, I'm sure, is the base for the ogren. I'll have to move the heads So yeah, we'll get into this here in just a second. Okay, so here we are back. So we got the instructions, the assembly instructions for Moroch. As always, I mean, this same thing. It's got examples here. It's got, you know, explanations for all the little symbols and whatnot. And this is what I've come to like that they've been doing, is they show the sprue layouts for everything to make sure that you have all the stuff that you need in the box. Let's adjust that light a little bit because we're not getting quite enough light here. There we go. All right. All righty. So, all right. So first up, of course, since Space Marines are, you know, the big thing, is the Phobos kill team. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's move the camera a little closer. All right. So having a look at the instructions, it looks like you have 3 options for the Incursor Sergeant. All right. And then, okay, so you have the Infiltrator or the Incursor Sergeant. Okay. And then each of these, as all of the kill teams have been, give you an option on what to build. I am personally going to build as many of the specialists as possible, because that's been kind of my thing so far. So you have the Saboteur, you have the Infiltrator Warrior, so the Helix Adept, that's the medic, definitely need him. And let's see, we have either the Warrior, the Infiltrator Warrior, or the Incursor. So this, okay, so this one, all right, so this is either or. Most likely we'll be able to build a second specialist using that body if we work everything right. So yeah, see, here we go. See, 7 gives you the option of building the Commsman, the Voxbreaker, or the Marksman. So most likely I'll build the Marksman here, and then I'll use the Commsman, or the, I'm sorry, probably the Voxbreaker, and I'll use this body for the Voxbreaker, I think. Because that's what I usually end up doing is and I always make sure to dry fit that. Always dry fit first, just so you have you know you're doing the right thing. So you have the Mine Layer and the Veteran. I'm probably going to go with the Mine Layer on that one. And that is your entire Phobos kill team? Really? 8 guys. Okay, sure. Well, you know what? I do have some Blood Angels that I painted, and I have some other models in some of the other boxes, like the Doomsday Countdown Warhammer adventure game they came out with, so I can probably swing building some others out of that stuff. So let's see, so here is where most people get things. Okay, so yeah, so here you have the choice of building him or him. So honestly, considering things, right, I actually have, and actually the basing is still drying here, I actually have some of the Blackstone Fortress cultists built and painted. So this guy, I mean, yeah, let's look here. You see that? He honestly, except for the fact that he's holding what looks like probably a las gun, he looks almost exactly the same as the Traitor Chieftain. So I think, you know, as long as I'm gaming with someone that doesn't mind at least a little bit of a change here, I can probably get away with making this guy my Traitor Chieftain. Because I've gotten, you know, I've started painting up my Blackstone Fortress stuff so I can use it in Necromunda. So these guys, you know, I've got, you know, guy with a flamer, you know, got the whole 9 yards here. So I've already got some Traitor Guardsmen. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to build the Corpseman with this body. And then, let's see, the gunner or the thug. I'll probably build the gunner. You know what? I'm going to have to check the rules too, because so this these guys. Okay, so that's the Phobos stuff. Ah, blooded kill team. Okay, so you can take the traitor chieftain along with, can only include up to 2 traitor gunners, so you can have 2 gunners. All right, so gunner, on this side is a gunner, so I'll probably build the thug and the gunner here. Definitely the sharpshooter, because I have a thing for snipers. I don't know why. And then on here, grenadier, and you can either build the commsman or the flincer. I'll look that up, but I'll probably end up building the commsman here and the butcher. And then of course you have your sweeper, definitely going to build that guy. And you have your traitor commissar and the, or well, I guess this is called the traitor enforcer here, and the traitor ogren. So yeah, definitely building those guys. All right, so that's probably how I'm going to structure my kill team. All right, and we got the instructions for the buildings and the terrain. This is all normal. I've actually got some of the, as I said, I've got some of this stuff. So this stuff builds out really well, really easy. Takes to glue, no issues. See, that's one thing to note. Some of these where it says, hey, don't glue this, you definitely want to pay attention to that. You can still glue it if you want some permanent scenery or whatnot, but generally I tend to follow the instructions on this stuff. See, okay, so it's just demonstrating the different builds that you can do with this stuff. Easy enough. This guy here is the one that I'm most excited for, that big terrain piece. I can't wait to build that. You have the Vox antenna and Auspex shrine. All right. So the Vox antenna is this guy, then this is the Auspex shrine, which is pretty much a damn radar array. Alright, yeah, cool, cool, very cool. Alright, so that's that. That's the instructions. So you've already seen me pull this out, so I'm not going to go through this page by page, but I will just kind of go over just some of the stuff here. So this is the Great Rift Warzone Sanctus. Man, this art is so good. Warzone Sanctus, Frontier World Moroch. The world of Moroch sits in the Jagal system. It was an outlying planet, and one that, like so many worlds in the Gorandal subsector, had suffered after the coming of the Great Rift. Efforts had been made to reclaim what had once been a thriving agri-world, but Moroch remained a harsh frontier planet whose population and protectors alike faced a daily struggle for survival. Yet it was not always this way. Okay. Now I'll probably read all this. I love the lore behind this stuff. Alright, then you got your Astartes stuff, and this is where you get to the Space Marine chapters and the rules for the different, or the lore for the Phobos kill team. And this gives you your examples of what everything looks like. Honestly, before I build this, I will probably leave this separate here, and I think I'm going to prime all of this separate and then paint it up afterward. I think I might do that. It depends on how it looks. Then you got your ability to name your squad, give them some quirks, backgrounds, and all that. And it's got the backgrounds on the Militarum Traitoris, the blooded kill teams. Very cool, very cool. I love the look of these guys. They look so wicked. So, same thing, names and demeanors. Now, this is the artwork from the, interestingly enough, right, the, I think it's called Traitor Command from Blackstone Fortress. I missed out on some of those expansions. I really wish I'd been able to get all of them, but I missed a couple of the big ones. So you got your TAC ops, your rules, your special operations. This is all the stuff that you can do for your command points or whatnot. You got your rules for your Phobos strike team, and it gives you the, you know, how you're supposed to build it out. So honestly, considering the sprues here and the fact that you can take some of these guys like the Reavers and whatnot, I might actually buy myself a box of Reavers. I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to see what the Reavers can do here, because you got the Commsmen, the Helix Adept, Warriors, Saboteurs, Infiltrators, and Cursors. Here we go. So we got the Reavers, Reaver Sergeant. Okay, so they're nothing too special. I mean, they're just kind of regular Marines, so they can do the guerrilla warfare and terror. Okay. So maybe I'll get myself a box of those. You got the Spec Ops rules, equipment and assets. All right, and this, see, I'm most excited about these guys. I hate to say it, I'm such a Chaos fan. It's so let's see. Four-blooded. So let's see. One of the following options. All right. So this is one thing to keep in mind. You have to choose this setup across the line. So if you want a chain sword, you have to go with a las pistol and a chain sword, or a las pistol and a power weapon, or an auto pistol and a chain sword. You have to match up the line, right? So bolt pistol, chain sword, bolt gun, bayonet, plasma pistol, improvised blade. So you have to pick which you're going to use, right? Honestly, since I've got a guy here that is obviously las pistol and chain sword, I'm probably going to go, I mean, las pistol chain sword here. But I've got more of these traitor guardsmen, and I may try and build one out using some Necromunda pieces and weapons to build a plasma pistol and an improvised blade on one. We'll see how that goes. And then let's see, you take 9 from the following and then 4 from here. Now the thing is, these guys are cool, the Traitor Enforcer and the Traitor Ogren, but being able to take 4 additional Traitor Troopers that's really tempting, especially since, like I said, I've got my Blackstone Fortress guys here that I've been working on. You know, they would make a decent part of this group here. So I could field, as I've got this now, I could field troopers with what I have. But what I want to see though is Traitor Troopers. Okay, so their only options are las gun and bayonet. Well, you know, I mean, hell, there we go. Las gun and bayonet. You know, las gun and bayonet. Easy enough. Easy enough. So that's that. And then you got your rules, the Spec Ops rules, the equipment, all this, the requisitions and whatnot. And then this is kind of neat how you have these, like they did the same thing in Nachmund, where you can use some of the terrain to do different things. And I think that's really cool, because something that we did not see in the last kill team, where you have this like specialist stuff that you can use. And these are the sentry rules. Now this came out in the last White Dwarf, and I don't remember which one that is, but this is part of the of the White Dwarfs. The new rules here is the sentry stuff, sentry patrols and things like that. I think it's kind of neat that they put it in White Dwarf, but it's cool that it's in here too. All right, so we got our missions. We have mission 1, 2, 3, 4, or ooh, yeah, 3, and then a second set, so that's 4, 5, 6, ooh, 7, 8, 9. Holy crap. 9 missions. We got our data slates here. This information on this stuff, narrative data cards. So 9 missions in there. So this, I'm actually quite excited for this expansion for Kill Team, because I like both of the teams, even though I'm not like a huge fan of Space Marines in general. I think the addition of like the guerrilla tactics and having them being able to infiltrate and all that is really neat. I like that part of it. So I think it looks pretty good. So I thought that I would just show you some of the assembly here as well. In another video, I'm going to show you how I did my paint scheme for the Frontiers's terrain, and it's quick and simple, and it'll make sure you get it on the table pretty easily. What I'm pointing out there just before I swap over to the music is don't forget to take the little sprue pieces out of the windows. That is rather important. This building just kind of slots together fairly easily. You really don't have to worry about too much. But as always, as I always do, make sure that you always dry fit. That's imperative. Well, if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please like and subscribe, hit the bell button, you know the deal. And I'd like to thank all of you for taking a moment to watch my video. I appreciate it a lot.